Hello and welcome to Musepen.com video tutorial. In this video section, we are going to talk about recent typography changes made in Adobe Muse CC 2015. So the biggest change made is the Typekit font integration. So now you can use your Typekit fonts that you get under your subscription with Adobe, and you can use them in Muse and you can preview them in design mode itself. And apart from that, there are a few more changes made to the typography section of Muse, so we would go ahead and show those changes also to you at the end of this video. So basically we would be learning what is Typekit, how to use that in Muse, how to add it, and about some limitation and advantages about that. So let's first of all go to Typekit.com. Let me show you what exactly is that. So Typekit is a font library which provide desktop and web fonts to be used with applications, basically onto typekit.com/fonts you get an option to sort your fonts as for your requirements. Let's say you want a slab serif fonts for web related work, so you can select web, and your purpose is to use them into paragraphs, so you can select this button to get some recommendations about the fonts that can be used in paragraph. And the list at this side gets changes, and you can like check it for various sizes, and you can filter them, and then you can select your font, then select your web font, as our focus is for web designing only, and then create a kit, get some codes and embed them into your pages. So it was a very tedious process, and in terms of Muse it was really very difficult. So now as Muse CC 2015 has been launched, it has the integration for Typekit, so you can use all the fonts that are the part of your subscription. So with your Creative Cloud subscription for single app or for the complete subscription, you get premium Typekit subscription, where you can use more than 1,000 fonts available, the web fonts available, more than that. So how do we add those fonts? So first of all, an easiest way to do that is go to File, go to Add Remove Web Fonts. It would load the font panel for you, and over there you get three options. You would get an option for Typekit font, Edge Web Fonts, and the self-hosted font. So Edge Web Font and self-hosted fonts were already there in the Muse. Now the main or the third section that has been added is Typekit font. Here it is. So it already shows you the list of all more than 1,000 web fonts available, and you can go ahead and check them, or you can add them. So but checking those 1,000 fonts is a very difficult task. So likewise we have a filter panel in Typekit. Adobe Muse has also given you that panel. So if you look at this, if you click onto this filter panel, it would open the same panel for you, where you can select which classification of font you want. Let's say you want a slab serif, so select that. The list would sort out. Also you just want the font that are recommended for heading, let's say, so again the list would sort out. And now you can also adjust few properties. So you want a lightweight or a regular weight font, or you want a heavyweight font, you can give a selection. You can work on height, like you want only caps letter only, so accordingly you can make a selection. So let me just make it a little broader. Okay, so this is the way you get the change list after filtration. And then if you want to add a particular font, let's say you like this particular font, Office Pro, so you just need to click onto this checkbox. And also if you want to know what all kind of forms are there, so just click onto this arrow and it would show you all the types available. So it is available in regular, italic, and bold, and this is how it looks. So let's just click on OK, and the Muse will start the procedure to create kit and everything at the back end, and it show it to you to your font list. So one font family added. So now if I select this font, and if I go to this text section, and if I open the drop down list, you would see that the font we have just added, Office Pro, is showing up into the list, with all the 3 forms that were showing up into the list. So now if I want to apply that, I can simply select whichever Typekit font I want to add and it would show up. And you can see at the same time it has changed the preview. So on the design mode itself, you can check if how is it going to look. In case you do not like that, you can go for any other Typekit font added by you to get an idea about that. So for example, this one. So this is the way you add your font, and you can check them or select it. In some cases, you can also, like if you want to add a particular font into a particular section, you can do that as well. And select the text box, not the text box, this for certain text, and make the changes. So you can within that same text box, you can use various Typekit fonts. And if you go ahead and preview it, it would give you a better view, because that spell mistake thing would go off and you would get a better idea how it would going to look. Here we go, and you can see that this was the second font that we had used. So this is how you can add and use your Typekit font. So in case you want to remove a font, so as you can see in this list of font, we have 3 Typekit fonts. How did I recognize I have a Typekit font? Over the font you would be able to see that icon. So this is a Typekit icon. This is for Edge web font, and if you have a self-hosted font, you would also get an icon for that. Or as I do not have any, so this is not showing up into my list. So this is how you add Typekit font. Now in case you want to remove it, so again go to File and Add Remove Web Font. Panel would open with Typekit Edge font and everything, and let's say I want to get rid of this font, so I just need to click onto this checkbox and it is gone. If I just click on OK, one font family was removed and that particular font would be gone. So now let's talk about some limitation with these Typekit fonts. So with Typekit, what happens is like it has a page view limitation with the font. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. If you go to your Typekit page and if you click on accounts, it would take you to this page where it shows you page we used this month. For me right now it's showing 1000 views out of 500,000 views. So what is this? Actually what happens whenever a person visits your page, and if that page has your Typekit font that you have used, it is counted as one page view. So if the same person goes to another page or anyone goes to another page, so this is count another page view. So in a month you are given 500,000 page views in case you have a single app subscription or a complete Creative Cloud subscription. And if you are on trial, you get very limited amount of Typekit fonts, and as well as you get very limited amount of Typekit fonts. So that is, I believe, 25,000 page views. So let me just show you. So if you are a free account, you get only 2,500 per month page views. If you are a Creative Cloud member, then you get 500,000 per month, and same for Creative Cloud complete subscriber also. And if your site limit is more than that, then only option for you is to increase your subscription plan with Typekit, and that option will be available even after 500,000 page views per month. So this is the only limitations you have, and I don't think it's going to create a big problem, but in case your site is too popular and it is exceeding the limit, then you need to go for this option. So this is the only limitation with the Typekit. Otherwise you are good to use your Typekit fonts with your subscription without any problem. So this is all we have about Typekit. Now let's just talk about what all other changes have been made in fonts panel. Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk about some changes made into typography section of Adobe Muse, and there are not much changes, but the only change has been made is into the categorization of the font. Earlier it was web font, web safe font, and the system font, and there was some sort of confusion with that. So now if we go ahead and select a text, and if you try to change the fonts, you would see the font names have been changed. Now they are named as system font, standard fonts, and web font. So the web fonts are the fonts that you would be adding with as a web font. So your Typekit fonts, your Edge web fonts, and your self-hosted fonts would be listed under web fonts, and they would also have a related icon so that you can identify those fonts also about their categories. And this standard font is the web safe fonts earlier into the Muse. Now it also has a list of the fallback fonts also. So in case you select this font as a standard font, it shows you that in case a browser is not able to find that particular font, which fallback font it would use. So the first it would go for Helvetica New. If still do not find that, it would go for Helvetica and then go for Sans Serif. Similarly for Comic Sans, it would go for Comic Sans MS and then Cursive. So this is the way now web safe font works, and they are called standard font with fallbacks. The third type is still called system font, and they have also added export as image. So it tells you about the rasterization, that if you use these fonts would be converted into an image and then would be rendered onto your browser. So this was the another change made by Adobe with the font categorization that I was talking about. So apart from that, what happens is like with all those fonts, there are characters. So there are some glyph characters that usually people do not use. So if you want to use whole collection of all the characters for a particular font, it takes a lot of time to load. So it may slow down the speed of your site or your web page. So what you can do to make sure that the use of these web fonts do not impact your speed of your site or the loading speed of your web page, you can go to File and Site Properties, and in the Content panel there's an option for web font characters. So by default it has default subset, so where it only includes like characters covers under Western European languages, and it excludes glyphs such as common legislature, and it loads faster. But in case you want to use them all, you can go for all, but there could be some slowness in terms of loading those fonts. So this was another thing added by Adobe Muse CC 2015. So I'm sure you would be using default subset itself, but in case you are using huge amount of glyphs and you want to use them, definitely go ahead with these and make this web font character style as all. So this is all we have for you into this video tutorial. So I'm sure you are going to use these Typekit fonts into your site, and you can make your web pages look amazing. So in case you have any query or if you have any doubt about this video tutorial, feel free to send us an email on contact@Musepen.com, and we would get back to you for sure. So thank you for watching with this video tutorial. Have a nice day ahead. Bye bye.